Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to W.M.S.T podcast episode number 60, the Big 60. I am your host, Syed. Make sure you like and subscribe and share the audio links. Let's introduce you to the cast for tonight's episode. We got editor-in-chief Ziggler. What up, Zig?
Have you seen this man, Izzy? I think he's gone. He's out drinking with Hangman or something. I saw his Snapchat story. It was filled with Coronas and shit.
Damn, I'm jealous.
And not the virus, the beer.
True.
We're not that stupid, folks. Some Americans.
And we got the Black Orange Cassidy, Cam. What up, Cam?
Pardon my burnout. I just came back from an NXT house show earlier tonight. Austin Theory and Tommaso Ciampa main evented.
Yeah, so the man is tired, but hey, he still joined us for the podcast, and we really appreciate it.
I'm tired. My voice is a bit shot. I got a migraine, but hey, I'm still showing up.
Yeah, we'll take it easy on you if you're not that energetic. We understand. All right, so let's begin with our first topic for tonight. Let's talk a little bit about AEW Revolution that happened this past Saturday. Definitely, I would say the top two or maybe even the best pay-per-view AEW has put on so far. It was just an amazing show from top to bottom. The hot Chicago crowd is just amazing wrestling, amazing moments. It had everything. Some of the standout moments and matches for me were obviously you got to point out the tag team match between Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega versus the Bucks. 5 stars, 6 stars, 7 stars, however many stars you want to give it. It was just unbelievable. Like your eyes were just glued to the screen. Like big move after big move. Amazing story.
It didn't even feel like 30 minutes.
Yeah, I was surprised. Like when Justin Roberts was like, 30 minutes gone by, 30 remaining. I was like, wait, what? It's been 30 minutes? It feels like 15, 20 minutes. Like the match went like it had a really nice pacing. Got picked up very much at the end, and Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page barely held on and won. And I love the tease at the end where Hangman, it kind of looked like Hangman was just gonna do the buckshot lariat. It was so subtle, and then he didn't. He was like just resting on the ropes and helping Kenny get through the ropes, and like that gave me chills. I was like, whoa, that was pretty cool. Like the tease they gave at the end. I mean, that is a possible ending or a middle chapter of this feud, where they have their own mega powers kind of blow off, and maybe Hangman turns on Kenny, maybe vice versa. I'm just loving the storyline. This storyline is the best, probably the best storyline other than Edge and Orton that's going on in wrestling right now. Of course, the other standout match was Cody versus MJF. MJF wins with the ring to the face. But yeah, it was a really good match. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad MJF got the win. He definitely needed the win. I mean, I kind of would like to see Cody win, but it's not a big deal. Like Cody, he's still a top player even without the win. MJF definitely needed the win the most, and this definitely like legitimizes him. And like he challenged Moxley in a way for a title match on the next episode of AEW Dynamite. So it looks like he's moving up, and this feud looks to be over for now. Seeing as to what happened in the next episode, there was no really follow-up, so I think this is the end, and I'm kind of glad this is the end. You don't get to see like the heels win, especially in WWE. You have to see a third match, a fourth match when the face wins and completes the story. Sometimes you need a change of pace. Sometimes you need to see the villain win at the end and get a push. So I like it. So I really like it. I was really happy with that result. And finally, the main event, of course, Moxley versus Jericho. I like the choir that Jericho brought out to sing Judas. That was pretty dope, actually. The match itself was really good, really fun match. I liked the reveal at the end that Moxley wasn't he didn't really have a injured eye, and Jericho was just like, oh no, and then yeah, that was it. Interference from the inner circle, but that didn't really matter as Moxley wins and becomes the AEW World Champion. Just think about it. A year from, uh, for a year ago from this point, Moxley was in a feud with EC3, and maybe he was gonna face Nia Jax or something like that. They were gonna do some kind of crazy experiment with like that. And he was kind of a joke at that point, and nobody took him seriously. And he goes from that to becoming, completely reinventing himself. Becoming IWGP US champion and now AEW World Champion. So it was just
He
amazing
went
to
from
see.
a germaphobe to a world champion.
Yeah. I mean, anybody who's like just hating life in WWE, they probably look at the match, look at Moxley's success, and they go, "That can literally be me right now," you know. So definitely an inspired
He
moment.
also almost won the G1 climax.
True. Yeah, he's had an amazing summer, um, and now becoming AEW champion. So great show overall. If I were to give it a rating out of 10, I would give it a 9 out of 10. It was a really amazing show. And Ziggler, your thoughts on the show?
Yeah, I really had fun with this show, especially bouncing off of Super Showdown that was on Thursday, and a couple days later was Revolution. That it was just a great change of pace because Super Showdown was like not very good, and then here comes Revolution with an awesome wrestling card. My favorite, I have three favorite matches that night. One was Sammy Guevara versus Darby Allin. That was like a 5-minute match, but the pre-brawl before the match was like another 5 minutes. So it was still a fun match. It was a great way to get these both young wrestlers over. They definitely are the future of the business and future world champions in AEW. I believe that. And Darby Allin is just so goddamn over, man. I'm so happy that nobody's rejecting him in AEW, that they all love him, and when they get a mid-card title soon, I want him to be the first to win the mid-card title. I don't know when they're gonna come out with it, but hope it's really soon. The second match I love was the Pac versus Orange Cassidy. It was an awesome match. Seeing him try for the first time in AEW again, I loved him in GCW, always awesome. But to see him in a co-main event slot on pay-per-view against one of the best in the world in Pac was just surreal. It was amazing, and everybody loves Orange Cassidy. He's one of the most over people in wrestling right now, I believe, and that match was really, really good, and you can do a lot with Orange Cassidy now, and it looks like they're going to do Pac, Pentagon Jr., Phoenix versus Best Friends and Orange Cassidy feud. That should be fun as hell. So, yeah. And then my third favorite match of the night was, of course, the tag team match. You already said a lot about it. I love this tag team match. This match was probably the best match in AEW so far, even though it's a very young company. I feel like this match just trumps over every other match they did, because just down to the storytelling and what they did in that ring, it was just the moves, the sequences.
Even over Cody and Dustin from the first show.
Yeah, I believe it's better than that one too. As much as I love Cody and Dustin, I don't know. I just love this tag because I love tag team wrestling. I think it's one of the best forms of professional wrestling is tag team wrestling, because you can do a lot with it, and they showed They showed it here that night that you can do a lot with tag team wrestling, and you can build a story around tag team wrestling. I haven't seen, yes, we've seen great tag team wrestling matches like in NXT a lot, but you don't really see one with like a great story like this one. And they even continued on with the story after the match where they teased the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega were about to triple super kick Hangman. They teased that just a little bit, and then they teased Hangman doing the buckshot lariat to Kenny Omega. It was, I don't know, it was just brilliant storytelling and a great match. I know Dave Meltzer gave it 6 stars. I know we all like to make fun of him for that, but breaking his own star rating for this match, I'll let it slide. It was an awesome match and an awesome show. And I'm glad that Jon Moxley finally won the AEW World Champion.
Yeah, sounds good, man. And what would you give it out of 10?
I'd probably give it a solid 8 out of 10.
Yeah, 10. Yep.
It was a really fun show.
Yeah, true. And Cam, your thoughts on AEW Revolution?
I'm probably the only one that actually didn't pay. I'm probably the only one that actually didn't pay for it. I was following it and glancing at it, but from what I saw, it was a really good show. Outside of 1 or 2 matches, the Jake Hager and Dustin Rhodes opener wasn't really that hot, and the women's title match was okay. The matches that we all mentioned, Sammy and Darby, Orange Cassidy, Pac, the world title match, Cody MJF, and the tag title match, it was a very stacked card. One of the matches that impressed me the most was the Orange Cassidy match. We didn't get to see any. If you didn't follow Cassidy from his independent stuff and his independent work, this would have been the match that would have hooked you on Cassidy. He actually, even if his gimmick is, I'm a very lazy person, I could care less. Let's just say he's burnt out from the wrestling industry and he just decides, no, I don't give a shit anymore. And then when you fire him up, he actually does something. You're actually impressed by him. Sure, he didn't win, but a star was made here. I'm glad that Moxley is world champion again. Well, world champion again because he was a world champion in WWE. And here's hoping that whatever happens next, he's still feuding with Jericho in the Inner Circle. Well, after the Inner Circle feud, that he does more good things. Just glancing at it, it's a 7 to 8 out of 10 show. Better than the Super Showdown from Thursday.
Yeah, the less we talk about that show, the better. Sounds good, man.
Also, I think after the Inner Circle feud, I think Jon Moxley is going to feud with Brody Lee or Lance Archer. One of those two.
Whoever Jake Roberts brings in.
Yeah. I think whoever Jake Roberts brings in, he's going to feud with Cody because that was the whole point, I think.
Yeah.
They're feuding with Cody. Jake Roberts came in last Wednesday. If anyone missed it, he's going to be a manager, is bringing in someone. It's either going to be Brody Lee or Lance Archer.
I think it might be Brody Lee. I don't know why, I just do.
Yeah, everybody's speculating it's going to be Brody Lee the way he's.
But I wouldn't be surprised if it was Lance Archer too.
Yeah.
Because Lance Archer is a big motherfucker. Like, he's even bigger than Brody Lee too. So he can be a big destructive force.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm excited to see who Jake the Snake Roberts is managing. I think that's a great role for him. I mean, give him somebody like Brody Lee, who's I don't think is much of a promo guy, and just strap a rocket on top of him. He's gonna just go way over the top, right? That's a perfect pairing.
That was a good promo too by him, by Cody. That was a good promo.
Right. Yeah.
Quick question: do you feel that there are too many stables in AEW?
Not really.
There's only two or three, I believe. So.
Yeah. Stables are good. I like stables.
Best Friends, there's Inner Circle. There was the Nightmare Collective.
Best Friends is kind of like a tag team. They really don't do it's kind of like a tag team, I think.
I mean, I guess
Dark
you can.
Order.
Yeah, that's a stable.
can you say the Elite is a stable right now?
Because they're not
Not
really
really.
like a
they're
stable
not
because
all together. They're like doing their
yeah,
own separate things.
Kenny Omega is with Hangman now, and Hangman does not want to be in the Elite. So
Yeah, and it. Would you
and
guys say?
Cody's doing on his own thing. So I don't think
Yeah,
they're.
yeah.
The
Is the
Bucks are
night?
doing their own stuff.
Yo, is the Nightmare Family a stable? You know, with
That
QT.
got scrapped.
No,
But no,
that's the Nightmare Collective. You're
Nightmare
talking about the
Collective.
Nightmare Family with Arn Anderson, Dustin, Cody.
QT
Yeah,
Marshall.
I'm not sure. I mean, I think it's just like
That
their
that's
family.
not required. The
I
Brandy
don't know.
one, that one's they scrapped that
Yeah,
one.
but now I think it's just now the Inner Circle and Dark
The
Order, and
the new one,
that's it maybe.
New
the
triangle one.
the Death Triangle.
Yeah. They gotta change
Yeah,
that name.
yeah. Somebody pointed out they're like, oh, the AEW loves the shapes, you know, inner circle, death triangle.
Where are the squares? It's the ovals, the rhombus.
Yeah, where are the squares
Yeah,
and the
they
hexagons?
Where are the L7s at?
I mean, I thought it'd be something cool, like some like Mexican thing or like whatever. But honestly, even though Pac is British, but still, I mean, it's a weird stable, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah,
there's all
Most of
three
it
of them
is
are so goddamn great.
yeah. You know,
probably
maybe
just to make the merchandise a lot easier to make.
yeah, or maybe you know they can. This can be a reason for the stable. Like maybe Pac feels like he deserves an AEW title match. He never got one. Maybe the Lucha Bros feel like they deserve the AEW tag championships, but you know they're not getting a fair shot. Maybe this can be like a disgruntled wrestlers stable.
I mean,
Then a disgruntled. When was the last time you've seen a disgruntled stable like that?
I mean, I guess you can say Nexus, but you know that's a little bit different.
But that's different.
Yeah,
Would you say radicals?
yeah, like Radical, sure. Yeah, like just unhappy wrestlers who feel like, you know, the management is not treating them right.
I mean, they did get a tag team title shot like a few weeks ago at Dynamite.
Yeah.
Pac got a number one contenders match like on the Jericho Cruise and lost.
Well, you know, heel logic, like, oh, I deserve better.
Yeah.
I think are they still doing the whole Pac and Moxley thing where they haven't had a fair winner yet?
No, Mox beat him on the boat.
Oh yeah, that was the boat episode.
Yeah. I mean, I can see Pac eventually facing Mox, but like that's probably like way down the line because I feel like Mox is probably going to be champ for like at least a year or something.
Yeah.
I feel like they might be investing a lot with him because you know he can do it. Like he's a workhorse kind of wrestler. Like he can have multiple challengers.
And but Pac is definitely a future world champion, dude. He's so good.
Right.
I cannot wait until he's champ. Do you guys think? All right, since Cam said that, like, there's freaking that Death Triangle and then the Best Friends. Do you guys think there should be a three tag team championship?
Oh, like
Three-man
a
tag team championship?
yeah,
Those
like
titles like Lucha Underground.
yeah,
three-man
like the one they
title.
have in ROH, right? That's called a three-man
Yeah.
tag team championship.
Yeah. Because there are a lot of three-man stables.
Okay, the problem with that is maybe you feel like there's too many, like maybe two is too many. Because you know, if there's one AEW tag championships, it becomes more important. And I think that
And you
they've
don't
done a
want to
pretty
oversaturate any title
yeah,
belts because you already have like world, women's,
yeah.
soon to be mid card one tag.
I just
and
know that they have like
random one.
they have a lot of people on their roster right now,
Yeah,
and they only have like 2 championships.
Yeah, they're the depth is the you know the roster is getting deeper and they're gonna need a mid card title eventually. I think that's a must. Like Ziggler
Or
said, you know.
maybe like you could have like a Intercontinental or US or a European belt. You could
Right.
probably do 2 mid card belts like they did back then with
Yeah.
the IC in the US
Yeah.
or European.
Yeah. I like the idea of maybe even either like a AEW Dark Championship or maybe a TV championship that's defended
Right,
on
TV
TV.
title or like you can't. I don't really think they should do it like a hardcore title or anything.
Yeah, I mean, but somebody like Joey Janela could probably win that title many times, like a hardcore title, because that's just the kind of wrestler he is. He does all those death matches and all that, so that's a good idea too.
Pentagon Jr. too. Yeah.
Right,
Lance
exactly.
Archer.
Yeah.
All of
Like
them.
Moxley could hold the hardcore title for a bit.
Right. And yeah, that's the thing, like so much depth with the AEW roster, and Matt Hardy might be headed to AEW now as well. Because he probably had a meeting with the Bucks if you saw his latest Free the Delete video
And his
where
contract just expired.
yeah, that one, and also there's another one where the Bucks come to his house to meet Hardy, and he's like, the Bucks of Youth, I knew you'd come. So he's
Have you
definitely.
watched that whole series, Free Delete series?
I've been kind of following
Yeah.
it here and there.
I've been following it, but I haven't sat down and watched everything.
Yeah.
I binged it all last night. It was pretty good.
Like he
Yeah.
I mean, it's only like
his
3
latest
minutes an
video,
episode.
His latest video made it onto the YouTube trending tab.
Yeah, it was like the number 4 trending worldwide. That's pretty
I
impressive.
mean, but that basically confirms it, right? That he's AEW bound.
Pretty much,
I mean,
yeah.
that confirms it.
There's no question about it. He's probably like 90% sure he's probably the exalted one. That
Oh yeah.
that the
Dude, he even teased being the exalted one, like on an episode. Not this one, but another episode.
yeah, exactly.
I don't know if he's teasing it just because being mean, but
yeah. Like the thing is, what's their name? The Dark Order.
Dark Order.
Yeah, and like nobody's been into them really. Like they don't have a fan base.
Like they don't have a hook.
Yeah.
because they really don't know who Evil Uno is.
Yeah, maybe
everyone knows Matt Hardy.
Yeah, Matt Hardy can be the one to like put this group over the top, and legitimize them.
Like let them be like. Besides that one episode of Dynamite where they closed the night and just jumped everyone, no one really knows or cares that not a lot of people know or care that much.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. Yeah.
Something.
I mean, I think a lot of people are liking those Join the Dark Order promo packages.
Yeah, those are interesting, but the wrestlers themselves, it's like you don't really care. Yeah, you don't really care.
Well, yeah, because no one's invested in Evil Uno, but they will be invested for broken Matt Hardy.
That is true. And the funny thing is, apparently they talked about Marty Scurll being the original leader of Dark Order, but he signed a new contract with ROH.
That would have been weird to me.
Yeah.
I don't think that would have made sense to me.
Yeah, and when the Matt Hardy rumors started coming out, they just put the storyline on hold and they said, okay, we're just gonna wait for Matt Hardy, see if he signs. Let's tease this exalted one. And I guess their plan C is if Matt didn't sign, it would have been Brody Lee or something. It would have been somebody, because they've been teasing it for way too long.
I saw a rumor about Brody Lee too.
I don't really think Brody Lee could get that kind of Dark Order. I don't really see him being with.
Yeah. Plus, he's not a promo guy. Because I feel like if they're teasing the exalted one,
is a decent promo. Like I remember him doing promos when he was doing a singles run on SmackDown 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Mania with those lights and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's decent, but not.
But it's
really
not Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and plus, the funny thing about Brody Lee's, Vince was mad at him because he couldn't do a Southern accent because he's from New York. I'm like, Vince, come on! Just because he looks like a Southern dude doesn't mean he has to have a Southern accent.
Like yes, he looks grungy as hell, but he's not Southern.
Yeah, Vince is extra, man. I'm glad Brody Lee's out of there and hopefully debuting on AEW.
I swear to God, Vince always hated Brody Lee for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah. Apparently, he held a grudge for that specific reason, for not being able to do the Southern accent.
He
So
holds
you
grudges for the weirdest reason.
If you're mad at me for not doing a Southern accent, then don't cast me as this part.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
give me something else to do. Or don't make me talk.
Keep me looking. Sure, you can keep me looking like a grungy fucker, but don't make me do promos.
Because Brody Lee's a hell of a wrestler.
Bray
Just let him
Wyatt do all
wrestle.
the talking.
Yeah. But yeah, I seriously can't wait for Brody Lee and Matt Hardy's debut in the AEW.
And Lance Archer.
And Lance Archer. True.
They have so many good guys coming now. So good.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know if Brody Lee's coming yet.
Like, he could show up at NWA or ROH again.
I mean, it's heavily rumored that he's gonna be there, but I'm not sure.
That would be a big get for them, because he's a very versatile wrestler. Like, he can wrestle, the lucha style. He can also wrestle the bruiser style. He can wrestle in a lot of different styles. Like, he would be a very good
he was
matchup
always
for
the
anybody.
best wrestler of the Wyatt staple.
Exactly, yeah. But yeah, hopefully they get him. And speaking of McMahon, what's funny? Since the Fox deal, right? SmackDown got on Fox, and USA extended their deal with Raw. Vince took his focus from Raw onto SmackDown. And the funny thing about that is Raw is the better show now, and SmackDown is just awful at this point. I mean,
Raw is long. It's just, but it has a lot more decent hooks, like Conor McGregor, Becky Lynch, Monday Night Messiah, Rollins, Lesnar, McIntyre. McIntyre's huge now.
Oh yeah, he's over, and that's because of Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman, like, you might not agree with all of his ideas, but he's bringing something different to the table. Paul Heyman is like bringing actual characters and storylines to the table. And yeah, Vince.
Oh, that Street Profits win from last Monday. That was good stuff.
Right, exactly. And Vince,
Angel Garza, Humberto, Rey Mysterio, Andrade stuff.
Vince comes in and like rips up the script. He ends pushes, like, Ricochet's Paul Heyman guy, Cedric Alexander's a Paul Heyman guy. Vince doesn't like them. Their push fizzles out. That's not under, Paul Heyman can't do anything about that. He wants to push them, but Vince isn't allowing it. But the guys, that Vince and Paul Heyman agree on, like McIntyre and Buddy Murphy, those guys are, thriving there. They would not be thriving on SmackDown. SmackDown is... Look, here's the thing, right? None of us on this podcast, honestly, except maybe Cam, watches SmackDown.
It's a boredom.
Yeah, like
I get bored a lot when I'm at the house when it's in the evening.
Yeah, I only saw SmackDown last week because I was interested to see what John Cena was gonna do, and I saw the full episode. I was like, okay, let me see why I'm not really that interested, and I realized it's just meh. Like there's nothing
decent, but it just needs a shot in the arm.
Yeah, and they kind of like misled us. Like, they were like, oh, it's gonna be a very sports oriented presentation and all that. It's just basically the old Tuesday night SmackDown, just on Friday nights now. It's very frustrating because you expect to see a good product on Fox, like this national broadcast, but it's just so
with the
boring.
Big camera deals and the big static and the really big stage.
Bro, this is worse than Tuesday Night SmackDown.
True.
At least 2017 or 2018 SmackDown was decent. It was actually a lot better than Raw. Like, I will say that 2016 blows it out of the water. 2018 was actually pretty good. 2019, before the Fox deal, was actually had a lot of good hooks to it.
I don't really remember that much of 2019 SmackDown.
Like outside, like environment.
Oh, I know that whole Kofi thing was great.
Kofi, the Roman whodunit angle. That was actually pretty deep. That was actually not bad.
the payoff to that was awful.
Like it wasn't bad. The matches weren't bad. It's just the execution was hit and miss.
Yeah, like something needs to change. I don't know what, but something really needs to change. They need a shot in the arm. They need something.
I
Like,
mean, Bray Wyatt is cool and all, but I have to sift through some of the things.
yeah, I
Otis is
mean,
nice. But, like he had I think he had a gauntlet match on tonight's episode. And he
yeah,
missed it because of the NXT show, but
yeah. You
whatever.
know, the thing is, maybe SmackDown should try to be more like NXT. I feel like NXT's the way they do programming works better with Fox's sports-oriented programming, and they have the character stuff mixed in. Here it feels like the wrestling is okay, and there is some character work. Like there is some, like, there's the Otis and Mandy storyline. Um, there's, I guess, some other stuff, but they don't really have anything major. Like they don't have
They're
a,
like, why should I care about Braun Strowman as an Intercontinental Champion?
yeah. You know what? Something like they're doing something with Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak. Like I should be interested in that.
Like, it's not a bad idea on paper. At least it gets Drew Gulak him out of jobbing to Strowman every week.
Yeah.
Like, I want him as an actual comic heel, to be honest, with the whole PowerPoint presentation and the no diving stuff that he's been doing on 205 for the past 2 years. Like,
Mm,
put him as a comic heel, give him the IC belt, and just let him do his own thing.
yeah. And the other thing that might be a problem is they probably don't have like an identity. Like they don't have a, like they don't have a goal that's driving them towards something. Like I guess Roman is the main guy on the show, but it doesn't really feel like it. They don't have that one guy that, or the, like just this general direction they're going
Like,
in.
it's
Like
funny because the first person that you see in that intro is Kofi.
yeah,
And
that
they
is so
basically
odd.
nixed his push when they started the show.
Yeah, they need to update that because y'all just buried him in the first episode. Y'all need to update that. Like y'all need Roman coming out of that thing in the intro. Y'all need Roman all over the
I mean,
thing.
Roman finishes the intro, so
Yeah, it's kind of weird when Kofi comes out because he's just a tag team wrestler.
I mean, we all like Kofi. It's just he's out of place. It just looks out of place.
Yeah, it's sad, man. Okay, one quick suggestion might be to get a roster that's like completely just like wrestling focused. Like if they do like a shakeup after WrestleMania, get Bryan, Ricochet, Aleister Black, like just get all these guys and build them from the ground up, like new fresh storylines, but keep it wrestling focused. So like 20-30 minute matches with these guys every week.
Like they have a roster that's decent and has potential.
Yeah.
They just don't want to use them.
Yeah, like we don't want to
Or
see like
even then,
like
even
we
when they use them, it's why should I care?
yeah,
If
like
you
we
don't
don't want
care,
to
why
see
should I?
yeah, we don't want to see these 10-minute matches with non-finishes. That's not what we're here for. We're here for actual wrestling and matches that,
And
mean
storytelling,
something.
and at least some kind of storytelling and reasons to give a shit.
Yeah.
Like
Also,
y'all scrapped the idea. Like they had something. Like I'm gonna talk about the women's division, for instance.
oh
Like they
yeah.
had something with Naomi, but then they just nixed it at the Super Showdown show. Now they're gonna try and do something with Sasha. Like
Oh my God.
I saw a tweet earlier saying that she's been looking at the title for the whole time in their backstage segments.
Hmm.
It's just starting to ease something
That's
that you
true. They need
wouldn't
to
know you wouldn't know at first glance.
yeah, they need to build up their backstage environment because the backstage doesn't feel like anything. And when it comes to the women's division, bro, I'm sorry. I know there's some Bailey fans out there, but she's the most boring champion ever. I'm sorry, I just
They
cannot.
had me when she cut her hair and just decided to nix the child friendly child friendly aesthetic, but they decided to do nothing with it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think
I mean,
Bailey.
Syed,
Yeah,
it's not just Bailey, it's the whole women's division in SmackDown.
true. It's kind of trash.
It kind of is an understatement. It is trash.
True.
Like Raw, like how is it that SmackDown has the more varied women's division over Raw, and yet Raw is still doing better? And it's just you could just take NXT out of the equation.
Right.
Well, Becky versus Asuka was good. That was a good feud.
I mean,
Becky
they're
versus
hooking us.
Shayna's good.
But you
Becky
can't say.
Shayna is a good idea on paper, but I'm still
Yeah.
hearing things of like, oh, Vince is not high on Shayna. Shayna
Well,
didn't
fuck
really get that.
Vince. Shayna's
Shayna
good as hell.
got
Vince
the whole
doesn't like
"this is
anybody from
boring"
NXT.
chance on Monday. Shayna got the whole "this is boring, we want Ronda" treatment on Monday. I mean, as good as Shayna is, she looks like she's
She doesn't appeal to the
casuals.
mainstream yet, or the casuals yet. Not
And
yet.
that's a sad thing because Shayna's the all-around better wrestler than Ronda.
Right. Exactly.
Shayna actually worked hard, dude. She is not a part-timer like Ronda. She's been there for weeks and weeks, day in and day out, doing shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Getting
odd.
shit done.
Rousey is the more marketable of the
I know,
two.
yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe they should. I think the whole biting of the neck, vampire.
That was weird.
I think that kind of turned people off.
What was that?
They're like,
it made her into a meme.
they're like, wait a second, she's kind of campy. Is she like some kind of weird vampire thing? That's like the first impression people got.
You're supposed to be the serious MMA girl that can cave my skull in. Why are you biting this woman's neck?
Yeah. And clearly it's a blood capsule. Like, nobody's dumb, like,
Dude,
it looks
You
so
can't
odd.
just take out a chunk of a person's neck and it's just.
Oh yeah, no, you're not gonna get
like
sued. You're not gonna
friggin',
go to jail. I
Yeah.
mean, you couldn't just like
You
beat
just
her
look like Hannibal
down
Lecter from
and
Silence of the Lambs.
just make her bleed. Like,
Yeah, or do the guillotine
What's
submission.
the nose again?
Make her pass out.
or like do some dope ground and pound and actually make her bleed like Brock Lesnar made John Cena bleed.
Yeah,
when he-
or like
Orton at one time.
yeah, exactly. Just do that and make it look like, oh, this is like a real threat. She's a MMA fighter. She's gonna do some serious
like-
shit, and then she just bites
Rip
Becky's
her
neck.
head off.
like you see what's going on right now. Like, this is three like sane people talking about how to build a character, but that is just Vince, thinking about, oh, Shayna, like, she's nothing special. Let's give her something campy to do, and people are gonna think she's weird or something.
I mean, I don't know whose idea was it, but you gotta stop.
It was definitely Vince, in my opinion. That's a Vince writing all over the place.
Was it
I
Paul
mean,
Why
Heyman?
did you do that?
Hopefully it wasn't Paul Heyman. I like Paul Heyman.
I mean, Paul does weird stuff too, but
Like
Paul
the
wouldn't
cock
push it
stuff.
this far. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens with Shayna on the main roster.
And we'll see what happens with Raw and SmackDown and
Yeah.
possibly maybe NXT.
But yeah, I
once
think.
we get to Tampa.
But the first thing, sorry, just one last thing. But the first thing they need to do to fix the women's division on SmackDown, Bailey needs to lose that title. My goodness, that title is
about-
boring.
And give these people a reason to care about some of the people. I mean, sure, Lacey Evans has been doing promos for the past few weeks about her upbringing and how she's a Marine and the red, white, and blue and all that other stuff. It's decent, but why should I care about Lacey Del Rey over here?
At least put it on someone who's at least entertaining, like Sasha. Sasha's entertaining.
Sasha,
She's good on the mic. She's good in the ring.
needs that title.
Bailey is awful on the mic. She's not that good in the ring. She's boring in the ring.
True.
She's okay.
Yeah, Sasha needs that title.
That's
Sasha, just turn on Bailey and just take the title. I don't even care.
It just screams marketable. Like,
Right.
like the woman, like she's the ideal woman that you should put on all the posters and stuff.
Yeah,
You're
Dude,
not gonna put
she's
Charlotte and Becky on the Fox ads, which they were doing originally before the whole draft thing happened.
Yeah.
she's gonna be in the Mandalorian season 2. She's gonna be big.
yeah,
They've been saying that she's making a CD.
Really?
Yep.
What the hell?
Album.
For
Like,
what?
Like, why is she like? She's been saying she's been making an album for the past few weeks.
Damn, I
Wow.
didn't know that.
I mean, yeah, Snoop's probably in the studio helping her out, maybe, you know.
They better not be trash.
Yeah.
You
Uh,
know it will.
I just want to talk about one more four horsewoman, that's Becky Lynch, okay? Now, here's the thing, y'all, okay? Probably all the Becky stans are gonna come here and, complain, be like, oh, y'all
That
just
is if
hating
they
the
find
queen
us.
or whatever. But listen
The
to me.
queen, that's Charlotte.
Yeah, but,
The Magic Kingdom,
they're
that's Charlotte.
their
and she's
queen, you know.
not doing anything besides
Yeah.
staring at Rhea Ripley.
Don't question our man. Okay, listen to me. Like, isn't it odd how she's acting so heelish and people are still just like kind of cheering her on? And there's this kind of like this rumbling within, like, Instagram wrestling and Twitter wrestling, like how she's just kind of acting like a heel, like, and when she gets beaten up, you don't really care about it because she's always portrayed as invincible, as the best wrestler. She doesn't even wrestle that much. She's just Raw Women's Champion. She's pretty much beaten everybody.
She's OP for no damned reason.
Yeah, like the way they're building her character or lack of building the character, it's like I'm confused. Like, what are they doing with Becky Lynch? Like,
It's like on paper, it looks like they're making her look like she's even more full of herself than she was before.
yeah,
Like with the whole deal with the meme glasses, the big coat, and the crown
yeah,
from last Monday.
It's fucking
I
Conor
called it
McGregor.
7 ring. Yes,
Yeah.
it's Conor McGregor. I call it 7 rings Lynch.
yeah. She's like basically like a troll now. Like, she's trolling everybody.
Like she's taking the
I mean, that's
piss out of
Conor
everyone.
McGregor, and everybody loves Conor McGregor still. So Conor McGregor acts heelish all the time, and everybody loves him. So why not Becky?
Yeah,
Like to
I
take
guess
this
so.
moment to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Right. But in wrestling context, it does feel like she's acting very heelish. Another thing is, probably what's not helping is the fact that she doesn't wrestle that much, because she's beaten everybody. There's no point in her wrestling.
It's like she
And
hasn't faced any of the squad girls yet.
yeah, she has absolutely no competition, which is sad. She hasn't
You
had
could blame the whole Raw division for being just
yeah,
plain.
she hasn't had a good match since the Asuka match. She hasn't had a
And
class.
even before the Sasha Banks matches.
Right, that's what I was gonna say. She hasn't had a classic match since the Hell in a Cell match against Sasha. Like, I feel like people remember you more by the feuds you have rather than your persona or how much of a good Conor McGregor impression you did back in your day. So I feel like Becky Lynch might be in danger of having the crowd turn on her pretty soon. So I feel like,
Surprisingly, she hasn't managed to. She's managed to last this long without having casual fans turn on her.
pretty lucky.
John Cena several years ago would have had fans turn on him right out of the gate, and surprisingly, Lynch's sell-by date has
Not
lasted
expired
that
yet.
long.
Yeah.
Well, it can happen. I mean, Daniel Bryan, everybody loves him so much, and when he was champion, nobody wanted him to be not champion. But Daniel Bryan was different, though.
Right. Becky Lynch, you kind of want to see her lose at this point. Like, you're kind of ready to see Shayna win the title.
Well, we all know it's going to happen at Mania.
It's bound to happen.
Even that is not a guarantee because you see the recurring theme here. Vince.
Like,
Vince.
I want to see, like, let me play fantasy booker for a minute. You build this thing up as like this huge, big fight field thing, and then have Lynch lose in less than a minute. She runs at her, Kara through the clutch. She taps. And then she just realizes, maybe I was full of myself. maybe I'm not the man that I am.
True.
And then she just takes a hiatus. Either that or someone, you could name anyone, Bianca Belair or Nia Jax for some reason. Io Shirai if her knee is all good. Just takes her out and takes her out and then hiatus.
Yeah.
Or
And
if you
that
want to,
yeah,
Ronda.
that can be a feud. Like, yeah, that can be like her first feud after losing the title, where they take her out of the title picture and they have her face somebody new from NXT. Like, build them up. So yeah, I like that idea. I
How
can't.
long
Have
would
It's a
her
you
great
how
idea.
long would you have her on hiatus?
SummerSlam
SummerSlam,
maybe. Yeah.
Damn, that's a long time.
either
We
SummerSlam
need more
or
break.
either, let's see, May, June,
It's a
July,
long
August.
ass
That's 4
time.
months.
Yeah, I know, but
Also,
not
like,
wrestling for 4 months. I mean, come
no,
on.
yeah, I also heard like
Or
Seth and Becky
3,
want to get, married and stuff, so maybe they can do that before SummerSlam.
like,
Because
or 3 months, like the pay-per-view
yeah,
before is probably Extreme Rules.
because I heard both Seth and Becky are gonna take a hiatus after WrestleMania, anyways, to get married or something like that.
Wait, they don't have their wedding planned out yet?
Probably they have, but I think they're gonna do that after WrestleMania.
Another one that really should take a breather after Mania is Charlotte.
Not true.
Well, you guys
Jinx.
see her winning?
No.
No.
I
No.
hope she doesn't win. Dude, they're pushing Ray to the fucking moon, so hopefully.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a competitive 20, 30-minute match. Ripley's winning.
Probably the best match one of the best matches of the whole card.
Yeah, probably the best women's match that's gonna be on the card. Yeah.
Better be better than that triple threat match last year. Jesus.
Yeah.
It's like, like it's nice that y'all had the girls main event last year, but
That was a lame way to end
don't
the show.
don't make the show so damn long.
Dude, Kofi and Bryan should have main evented.
True. Also, keep
Also, don't
wrestling.
have the match be so mid.
Yeah, can WrestleMania go back to being like 4 hours? Like, god dang,
Like,
7
don't have to
hours?
put-
Not
you
even,
don't have
just 3 hours.
4 hours is fine enough. Like, you don't have to have every single person on the
Yeah.
card.
From
Like,
like 6
mean-
Central to 10 Central. That's it.
Remember when there were like 7, 8 matches on Mania and like 14?
Those were the days, man.
14 matches on Mania. Jesus.
Quality over quantity.
That's NXT and AEW way.
like you could have
Yeah.
10 or 11 or 12 matches on the card. Like WrestleMania 22 is a random example. It has 12 matches plus the pre-show battle royal.
Exactly. There you go. I like that.
Like you can put the 2 battle royal matches on there. No, those are harmless. But
Yeah, those
you
are
can just
pre-show
trim
material.
the fat. Like,
Yeah.
please trim the fat and get rid of things like you can get rid of
Yeah.
at least one tag title match. You can have 1 or 2 mid card title matches.
Yeah. And I kind of understand because like the rosters are so big, but like getting a spot at WrestleMania should be like like something hard to achieve. Like you shouldn't just be like Roman Reigns and be like, I'm next and just get a match at WrestleMania against Goldberg for no reason. Like that shouldn't
But
happen.
then again, a lot of Mania matches have happened like that. I'm challenged. I didn't win the Royal Rumble, or I didn't win in the Chamber. I'm going to challenge you because I am the number 1 contender. Like Triple H, like I'm still on 22. Triple H made himself number 1 contender to face Cena.
Well, that's Triple H. He's the game.
But what did Roman do to deserve a title shot?
Exactly.
He won the most on SmackDown throughout the past few months. That's one reason.
Dude,
Yeah,
he's been losing to Corbin for like 2 months.
Yeah, I know. He's been like.
And he just beat him.
A boring.
Corbin should
with
be
Roman
become
Reigns.
more contender now.
Right. Exactly.
Because he beat Roman Reigns so many times, he should be number 1 contender.
I mean, I think they should have at least done the Elimination Chamber match to make it somewhat, feel like who's gonna main event WrestleMania or something. I don't know. Like, it's frustrating when they just hand out.
Dude, Elimination Chamber this year, my God.
It's awful. It's gonna be
Like,
a wreck of a
sure,
show.
you're points for being different, but
What's different about it? It's just no effort into it at all.
Right.
like,
Also,
sure, they're being different by having the tag teams and the women in the
That's
in
not
the
different.
cage,
They've done
but
that before.
yeah. Also, have I mentioned how much I hate the cage? It's such like I was trying to convince myself that the new elimination chamber is actually really good, but I
I mean
just
it's
realized it's
smaller,
awful.
it's easier to see out of.
Yeah, but it's the the glass
I
feels
hate the
flimsy.
padding though.
The padding is like it feels like no
Sure, you
impact.
can like
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're making the wrestlers safer, but the chamber's not supposed to be safe.
Exactly. It's supposed to feel like danger. It's supposed to feel like
Like it's
careers are
the
gonna end.
main gimmick of the chamber is the fact that it's not wrestler friendly.
Yeah, I mean, go watch Survivor Series 2002 or
Like
Elimination
Survivor Series
Chamber.
'02 was mainly the one that everybody points to as one of the greatest matches in history. But the fact is, they didn't know what they were gonna do with that, and they didn't even know how the chains or the floor was gonna feel.
Exactly, and like you had legends in that match, just like just making that match awesome. And we've had so many good Elimination Chamber match. Like I guess the 2010 was the really good one.
2011
Last
had a
year's with
2011,
really good
Kofi
one.
12.
was good because of that story.
That 2017 one when they debuted the new chamber for the first time, the one that
Yeah,
Bray
that was
won.
good. Although it was good, but that was only because the wrestling in it was good. But there was no like, oh my God, that must have hurt like a like a moment you feel
Like
like God
sure you
dang.
can see every year you see people running into or getting thrown into pods, but
Yeah.
there's not that
Last
many
year's was
creative.
good though with Kofi and Bryan.
Yeah.
Kofi, Bryan, they had Orton, Joe, Jeff
Yeah.
Hardy,
Hardy.
I'm sorry
AJ.
for
Uh,
sounding
Did I already
like
mention AJ?
that
yeah.
match was good.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sorry for this, but like I just miss when like like you would throw the wrestler against the steel chain or slam them on the steel floor. Like that was some good days.
Yeah, in
Those
the
were some
first
good
one,
days.
didn't Rob Van Dam do a Rolling Thunder on Triple H on the outside?
Oh
That
my
was one of the
God.
That was
first
that
Yeah.
was
spots
dope
of the
as
match.
hell.
Yeah. For sure.
And then Rob Van Dam actually hurt Triple H on a 5-star Fox splash off the pod. That was
Yep.
dope.
Yeah, and it was because of how small the space was,
Yeah.
and he ended up slamming his leg on his throat.
Yeah.
Good old RVD.
Oh yeah, and in the 2012 Elimination Chamber, like Kofi
Straight
off
up.
the wall, spikes Ziggler's head on the steel floor. Damn. Like there were so many good spots like that because you felt
The
the impact.
one with Edge and Ray in 2009, where I'm describing the spot where Edge throws Ray into one of the pods.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I think I remember like Cena AA'd I think it was Ted DiBiase in like
That was
2010, I think.
2010, where he AAs him onto the floor.
The steel step. Oh, dude. You can't replicate that impact. Like
2003 was the one that Goldberg was in, and you just see Spears Jericho into the glass.
yeah. I guess
All right,
I guess we can just talk about the old matches because you're not never gonna get that impact again.
dude. Look at this lineup for the main event at Elimination Chamber. Sarah Logan, Asuka, Natalia, Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, and Shayna Baszler. Look at
Wait,
that lineup.
are you joking? Is that for real?
That
Yeah.
is the women's match.
That's the main event?
Yeah, it's gonna be the main event, dude.
Yikes
That
on
they're on
spikes.
the
God
promotional
dang.
poster.
Oh
Sarah
God.
Logan, Natalia, Liv Morgan, and Ruby Riott are gonna.
Ooh, that's very extreme, y'all.
Sarah Logan
How
and
does
Natalia,
Natty
the
just
best
keep
wrestlers.
squeezing herself into title matches?
I mean, Asuka and Shayna are great, but then the rest are just like, oh god. I mean, you can at least put Kyrie
Ruby
in
and
there
Liv
too.
are nice and all, but why are they in this? And why does Natty keep getting title shots?
True.
Because it just would have been cool if they could put like Bianca Belair in there too, because she's doing nothing. Maybe Io, she's doing nothing either.
Basically, make
Io's
this
hurt.
an NXT match.
Yeah, man. Because NXT's wrestlers are so much better. You can have Io replace Sarah Logan. You can have Bianca replace Liv Morgan. It'd be a much better match.
Somebody replace Natalia, please.
Oh,
like
have anybody in the world
Bianca
replace her.
could
I don't care who
replace
it is.
Natty.
Yeah, Bianca replace Natty. Have Candice LeRae in there because she's hardcore.
Yeah.
Let her replace
Also,
Liv.
what the hell
I
is
mean,
this tag title chamber match?
The end. Yeah, I know.
Who's in it?
It's gonna be a mess.
Let me see.
I'm sending you guys the card.
Miz
It's-
and Morrison versus New Day versus Usos versus Heavy Machinery versus Lucha House. That's still a thing? What the fuck? Lucha House Party is still a thing? Okay.
That would have been a
versus-
revival, but they aren't doing anything.
Versus
Yeah,
Ziggler
they're gonna be
and
released
Rude.
in April.
Dude, AEW hopefully.
Yeah.
Dude, that dream match AEW, that dream match Young Bucks and Revival. That's gonna be crazy.
Better happen. Oh, they got Aleister Black versus AJ Styles. I mean, on paper, that sounds like a fun match.
No DQ.
Yeah.
Taker's gonna get involved.
Probably, yeah.
At least it's actually going to be flashy. Like, I hope they do a whole bunch of cool spots in it. Even if they don't do weapons in it. Even if they don't
versus
bring things
Bryan's
like
on it
tables
too.
and chairs and stuff, I hope they do stuff.
Oh yeah, Raw Tag Team Championship, Profits versus Seth Rollins and Murphy.
That's the rematch from Monday.
Yeah, you guys
Owens
think
might
they're
get
gonna?
involved again.
You guys think they're gonna drag out the group a little bit more, or is Buddy gonna turn on Seth?
They might drag it on because Rollins wants Kevin Owens.
Mm-hmm.
Rollins wants a match with Kevin Owens. I was watching the promo on Monday. He was saying, "I will exterminate him." You name the place, you name the stipulation, you will name the date. So it's probably going to be something at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Hey.
Dude, we've seen him versus Kevin Owens like 20 times on Raw main event already.
Yeah. And hey, just if you guys didn't realize that Elimination Chamber is not important, no WWE or Universal Championship match, because the Saudi
the champions are part-timers.
Yeah, because the Saudi show is more important, y'all.
Yo, I've been wanting Brock Lesnar in Elimination Chamber forever. Dude, he would do some serious shit in the Elimination Chamber. It would be so fun.
Yeah, he would just throw people up against the glass, and
he would make the new Elimination Chamber more dangerous.
Yeah.
Because of the shit he will do.
Dude can just rip off the padding and then just
powerbomb
a guy over and over and over.
Just imagine an Elimination Chamber match this year. It would have been so great. And then at the end, McIntyre would, Claymore him, and it still would have been so good.
Like Lesnar, in any era, he could have been in 2002 or 2003, or even in the past few years that he's been in the company. He could do well in the chamber.
Yeah, I mean, this card would have been a better card if the headliners were a Universal title Elimination Chamber match and a
Goldberg's
WWE
never gonna do that.
Yeah, a WWE Championship.
Just do a number one contenders match.
Right. But
and
I
then
hope
just do Shayna Asuka and winner faces Becky at Mania.
Hopefully next year by this time we have proper champs, like maybe Roman as Universal and Drew as WWE champ, and we get proper Elimination Chamber matches for those two matches.
You never know. They might bring freaking Scott Hall, make him WWE champion around WrestleMania time.
Like they might bring back friggin' what's the most random person I can think of? I don't know, Hurricane Helms.
Yeah.
This guy.
WWE be like, oh my god, AEW got Jake the Snake Robert. Quick, get Scott Hall. We need to make him champ. Get Scott Hall on the phone.
No, yeah, during next WrestleMania season, the top guy's going to be champion. Let's say freaking, I don't know. Yeah, let's say Drew McIntyre is champion. He's about to go to WrestleMania. Oh, wait. You got to face Goldberg again. That's Saudi, and you're going to lose. My bad. Sorry.
Like, don't do Saudi shows before WrestleMania. Because
Also,
it
don't do
disrupts
don't do Saudi shows. Period. Like, stop those
Like, don't do
shows.
Saudi shows before Big Four stuff. Sure, you can do one in the summer because who cares about the summer? But don't do one before Big Four stuff. Don't do one before Survivor Series. Don't do one before Mania because it disrupts the flow of everything.
Yep.
I mean, the
Basically.
last year's Crown Jewel show was before Survivor Series, and they just started Survivor Series build right afterward. I mean, sure, you could do that, but don't do it as the November pay-per-view and you have 2 weeks to build the Survivor Series.
Yep.
Or just don't do them at all.
Right.
Money, man.
Just turn
money,
away from them. How greedy are you, Vince?
We're broke, biatch.
Don't get greedy, Vince. It's not a good look.
Yeah. Yo, what did you guys think about the Orton Beth Phoenix segment where he RKO'd her? Pretty dope.
Like, I was just waiting on the moment where he just like, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. You bitch, kick to the gut. And there it is.
Yeah, you know, the moment went like it was like a very mainstream moment because like I saw the video on a lot of mainstream Twitter websites and stuff, and people were like legit like, oh shit, this is actually pretty cool. So I think it was a success on all levels.
And sure, people were like, how dare he RKO a woman? Have you not been following this man throughout the past almost 20 years?
Yeah.
He's been
I mean,
RKOing women for years.
RKOing a woman is becoming a yearly tradition now. Last year was Nia Jax. This year is Beth Phoenix. Next year,
it's a meme.
Yeah, next year hopefully it's Charlotte. Who knows? Yeah.
I mean, we're not gonna bring back the pun because of concussions, but sure, let's do that.
Yeah.
And but he also said they were gonna bring back destroyers and pile drivers, but you know.
And the concertos, even though they aren't thwacking on the head,
just do the goddamn punt. The punt was so cool. Just do it again. Should have done on Beth Phoenix. The Beth Phoenix RKO was so tamed. I'm like, duh.
I mean, the dude is a safe wrestler, though.
Yeah, exactly. He's one of the safest wrestlers. He's great. He's been doing it for years. Just have trust in him. And Beth Phoenix is a veteran too, man. She can fucking take it.
Yeah.
She took a GTS once.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but like as a maybe a non-wrestling fan or like out of context, that looks like pretty funny to be honest, and pretty like brutal in a way, I guess. But yeah, to us, it's an RKO from Randy's. It's pretty safe. Like he's a really safe wrestler. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing Edge back on Raw next week, and hopefully get this match set up against Randy Orton at WrestleMania. Should be a really good segment, and definitely looking forward to Edge's first one-on-one match back in WWE.
So do you guys see that new Batmobile?
Yeah, the Fast and Furious looking Batmobile.
It looks like an old Dodge Charger.
Yeah. And it makes sense that car pretty much proves that this takes place in year 2 or year 3 for Batman. Very early.
What year is it taking place? So like 90s or?
Yeah, it's like early 90s. It makes sense because the original script had this movie taking place very early in Ben Affleck Batman's career, so they kind of just stuck with that. So it's still in the early 1990s, and the car pretty much proves it. Like if it was the modern day Batman, he would have the upgraded, military car.
The freaking Tumbler.
Yeah, the Tumbler.
Yeah, the Tumbler. Yeah.
Dude, he had the Tumbler in the fucking year 1 Batman Begins.
Yeah.
Lucius Fox.
Yeah. So I guess Lucius maybe he's not a figure in the movie, so maybe Batman kind of starts out with that car. Maybe he gets an upgrade later. It's a cool looking car, to be honest. It looks like a very upgraded, very much modded Dodge Charger or something like that. It's pretty cool.
Like it has the wide body of it.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, that definitely that's a great photo. Like, I say Robert Pattinson looks pretty good too. Not as good as Ben Affleck, but he looks pretty dope too. I'm not gonna hate. He looks really cool.
Did you like the Ben Affleck Batmobile?
I mean, I love that Batmobile. That Batmobile is super dope, and with the BVS cinematography, it looked really cool. Yeah, I love that Batmobile. I love the Tumbler from the Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, the Tumbler is awesome. Also, that bicycle, whatever it is. Yeah.
The Bat bike.
I don't even know what it's called.
Yeah, definitely true.
Like I really like the Tumbler just for how.
Yeah. Did you all see the behind the scene? Yeah. Did you all see the behind the scene of the Batman riding with a woman in a bike, and that looked like a bat bike, but it looked like a bike with the bat ears on it. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
I wasn't too impressed on that one. I was like, yeah, all right. It's not like the Christopher Nolan one, but we can probably do better later.
Yeah, if I find a picture, I'm gonna send it to the chat.
But I think that woman was a Catwoman though, so.
Yeah, that
she had like a helmet on, but I'm pretty sure it's Catwoman. Who else would it be?
I think I see it.
Yeah, it's probably Catwoman.
I think I got a photo of it.
Yeah.
Freaking what is her name? Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, from the behind the scenes image.
Yeah, I'm not too hot on that bike.
But from the behind the scenes image, like if you saw the woman's eyes, it was like a white woman, but maybe that was a stunt double, so it doesn't really matter who's inside, I guess. So yeah, that is probably Catwoman in that suit, or in the bike. I kind of hope she has the Batwoman, sorry, the Catwoman suit, the classic comic one with the short ears and all that. I hope she already has that, because I don't think there has been a version where she has like a pre-suit, So I think she already has that.
What do you mean, like a pre-suit?
Like she always fights in the Catwoman suit. Like she didn't have like a like a year one suit or something like that.
I mean,
like a year one suit would probably be the
one from
one that Michelle Pfeiffer had.
I mean, the Anne Hathaway wasn't like the comics though. Hers was different.
Yeah, she just had like, I think, the small mask. I think that was pretty.
It wasn't even like, it was just like goggles, and she didn't really have ears too.
Yeah, that's true. She didn't really look like Catwoman from the comics. Like they kind of went like a realistic route with her, because nobody's gonna wear like a leather latex.
Well, no one's gonna wear fucking bat ears.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, what? Bat ears and cat ears. Just fucking do the thing.
Yeah, cat ears. Yeah.
And there's gonna be, whatever. But yeah, the Batmobile, it looks good. It looks fine.
Looks fine. Yeah.
Year one thing. Maybe as the character progresses into like the second and third Batman movie, you'll get like a Tumbler.
Or like upgrade that same car. Yeah. And like
meet Lucius Fox and stuff.
Right. And I kind of like how they're building up excitement for the movie, even though it's like more than a year away. Like I like that they're not being secretive with the photos. They're just kind of like, letting people see what's going on behind the scenes, but not reveal too much at the same time. But yeah, it's a pretty good marketing tactic, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Definitely getting people excited, and
just like when those Joker train scenes came in.
Right, exactly. Like
those pictures and videos.
And that funny thing about that is that was like a key moment in the movie, but it didn't really matter because it was so.
We didn't know what was going on in it.
Right, exactly. Without context, it looked pretty cool, but in context, it was even better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And okay, so in the other movie news we're gonna cover, uh, No Time to Die, Bond 25 was moved to November. Because it was supposed to release in the U.S. on April 10th, but MGM decided to move it to November 25th because of the coronavirus fears for some reason. Like, even though a lot of movies aren't moving, that's the only movie that decided that it's not gonna release in April, and it's gonna move all the way 7 months down to November. And I'm kind of bummed about that because that was like the only movie that was coming out in April I was looking forward to. Like, do you guys know what other movies were coming out in April other than Bond
I
25?
don't think so.
No.
That's pretty much it. And that there goes my movie for April. That I
I
have I
mean,
have nothing. I have
I
nothing to
think
watch in
there's
April.
Mulan coming out.
But that's March 27th. So I guess
Shit.
that's kind of April. But
I kind of wasn't looking
Hold
forward
on.
to what is it? No Time to Die.
yeah, I was looking forward to it. Yeah, I was
I mean,
hyped.
I mean, it looked alright, but I wasn't like, because I know like the last
Everything
James
that-
Bond
the
movie,
vibe.
Spectre, wasn't all that great. So
Yeah, but this is the last Bond
yeah,
movie with Daniel
well, yeah,
Craig.
Spectre was supposed to be the last Bond movie too for him. So we'll see. I mean, I'm definitely gonna see it. I'm gonna see it because I like James Bond, I like the character, but I'm not too hyped on it though.
Yeah. I mean, I guess November is looking great now.
Yeah.
And November has the Eternals movie coming out, Godzilla versus King Kong. Now they
Venom
have
2?
James Bond. Venom
Or
2 is
Venom 2 is
October.
October.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I'm probably gonna see No Time to Die on my birthday then. So.
yeah, November 25th. Yeah, November is
Oh,
looking
no,
like a good
wait,
one.
the 25th it comes out?
Yeah, and
Oh
Thanksgiving
shit.
weekend. Yeah.
My birthday's on Thanksgiving weekend, so yeah, I'll see it on
Yeah,
my birthday.
it's gonna come out on a Wednesday, so it gets the whole 5-day Thanksgiving weekend.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's so odd though. Like, did they
Dude,
was
it cost them $55 million
to move
do
it?
that.
Yeah. So
Shit's
like,
crazy.
yeah. So like, I mean, the movie cost like $250 million to make. So add $50 million marketing budget,
I mean,
add
they have
another,
confidence they're gonna make it back.
yeah, and then add another 55 for the to move it. So this movie is now costing close to 400 million. So wait a second. So if we're doing the math correctly here, this movie needs that means this movie needs to make at least $850 million to break even. Yikes.
And Skyfall did it. I'm not sure if Spectre did. Did Spectre do that?
Spectre did, I think, around 800 million. So
I'm pretty sure Skyfall did 1 billion.
Skyfall did $1 billion. Yeah, Skyfall did it. So they're basically betting on this movie doing $1 billion.
Oh wait, New Mutants comes out in April. It's that that thing said.
I guess.
Who gives a fuck about New Mutants?
I don't have. There's no more James Bond there, so I guess I'll just settle for New Mutants. I guess.
I'm not settling for that. I'm not even gonna go.
Like the name was like. Wait a minute, isn't that Marvel?
Yeah, it's Fox.
That movie's
Marvel,
been postponed so many times. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
So in other words, it's another one of those development hell movies.
It's Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, I'll probably skip it.
We'll see.
I brought it up just because I was thinking, wait, isn't that like I was looking at this website and I was looking at some of the movies and
Okay, let's see.
Stuff.
April, the New Mutants. Yeah, like that's it. Like Bond.
That's literally
25.
it.
Bond 25 was the major April movie, and that's gone.
Hey, there's always Peter Rabbit too.
Yeah, true. honestly, I saw it on Netflix. That was actually a pretty funny movie, the first one. So I mean, but I wouldn't watch it in theaters, to be honest.
People, you might as well just skip April and just wait until something like Black Widow comes out.
Yeah, May 1st, you know. I guess April 31st if you watch it Thursday night.
And May is gonna have Black Widow, Scoob,
God dang it.
SpongeBob, Fast and Furious.
I kind of hate the fact that they moved it to November because, Bond 25 was going to come out, early April, and then it was going to be Black Widow early May, and then Wonder Woman in early June. We were going to have 3 back-to-back, blockbusters in the beginning of the month.
July, if you want to count that new Ghostbusters.
Yeah, and Tenet also in July.
August also has
Tenet. Tenet's gonna be so goddamn good.
Bill and Ted.
Yeah. Oh yeah, in June, Top Gun Maverick. I mean, summer's still looking good, to be honest, even without James Bond.
I mean, the movies are going to be decent. It's just there's not going to be that one movie that hooks everything like how Infinity War and Endgame were for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
And Joker.
Yeah, I think this. It's difficult to say if this was like a smart move or not, but we'll see. I think, but the November 25th, like Thanksgiving weekend, is like a good weekend to make a lot of money, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, the end of the year should be something.
Yeah, y'all think it was a right choice to move it because of the coronavirus fear, or what do you guys think?
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know either.
It
probably would have been bigger to do it on Thanksgiving weekend because it says November 25th on this firstshowing.net website.
Yeah.
Also, the one that hooks it along with Eternals.
Yeah, another thing I realized is China theaters are still closed, and China's, I know, a big market for a lot of movies. So I guess they thought, okay, if China's not gonna
especially for Marvel.
Yes, if China's not gonna be open, then we're not gonna do it. But the schools are gonna open up in China soon too, so I guess the theaters are gonna open really soon too. So maybe they kind of second guessed themselves by moving the release date. Maybe.
I mean, 7 months, moving it 7 months away, like Jesus.
Yeah, that's a long.
That's a little excessive, don't you think?
If you think about it, it's gonna be a December movie as well. It's probably gonna rake in a lot more for December.
So it's gonna be like a holiday.
Yes, nothing really is coming out for December.
I mean, Dune is coming out in December.
Dune, a Coming to America sequel.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed that video and make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And click on the channel to check out some more awesome videos like our movie and wrestling debates and our interviews with people like the Wrestling Classic and Jordan Jomo from the IGWC. And we are definitely looking into delivering you all some more content in the near future, so definitely be on the lookout for that. And thank you for your support.